What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Hope everybody is having a very marvelous Monday. Hopefully, you had a marvelous weekend. Yes. Let's see what's going on today. As we did have a little bit of a gap up to start the week. Not a crazy one, but about a 1/4% gap up to start Monday. There you go. Nice little hangout for about 5 minutes. Nice little pullback for about 15. A little choppiness there for about 10, 15 minutes. And then nice run back up to the daily highs, which is exactly where we are right now. All right, so that's kind of how the market is looking there on the SPY. Qs, ooh, interesting. Qs are not making a new high right now. They made the day high, I guess about 20 minutes ago. Have a little bit of a divergence there between the SPY and Qs. See if that winds up being a big deal or not. IWM, a little bit of a gap up. Nice sell down here for the first 25, 30 minutes or so. But obviously didn't get the bounce back as much. You can see the IWM is currently down 0.5%. The Qs are actually up about 2/3%. That's a little retest wick here into this little like consolidation we had, second half of the day, towards the end of the day there on Friday. All right, DIA, nice little gap up, nice little sell off there for the first 25, 30 minutes. Nice bounce since. Looks pretty good. Currently positive, very slightly, but essentially flat. Same thing with the RSP, basically flat. Very much looks like the DIA though. A little bit of gap up, sell down, bounce over the past hour. Okay. So it seems like most of the markets have that initial sell-off to start the day, and then we've gotten a bounce since. And it just kind of depends on how strong the bounce is, because the IWM didn't get as much of that bounce as some of the others. You can see RSP here on the daily. Yeah, it's just kind of in a choppy spot. I mean, past 5 days, we've just been, roughly in this area. So that's kind of what happens when, 2 weeks ago, the beginning of last week, when you break through all those moving averages and support levels, you got to now make your way through all of them, and we've been doing that for the past 5 days. I think you can still be a little bit patient here. See what happens if we do wind up pushing out of here. You maybe want to go bullish on a retest and go higher, something like this. If we do wind up doing something like this, maybe take this move, probably whatever this pullback would be into the moving averages. You could probably take that bullish, something like that. So yeah, I think right here, right now, I think you probably just sit on your hands, just be a sideline observer for now. Wait for things to see how they kind of set things up. So DIA, a little bit of a lower wick, still below where it opened, but it still needs to get through this 398 level or so, 400 level. Okay, IWM. That's one thing that's interesting. IWM looks a little bit more like it wants to roll over here. Yeah, just a choppy spot. Still just having a hard time getting there. So the Qs are running pretty good. Now they're up about 0.75%. Looking like, there's not much between where we are now and that 100 moving average here on a daily. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see when we get there, maybe how some of the other indices kind of look as well. SPY keeps moving higher also. One of the things that kind of mentioned on the market outlook videos, we do have a little bit of an island reversal because these two little lower wicks from July 25th and then the upper wick from August the 2nd, they do not overlap. So we have a perfect island reversal here. Right there. We've never traded kind of in that price range for about 537.54 ish. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, you don't typically see that island reversal that big, especially just on the broader market. Like that doesn't happen on the broader market. And obviously it wouldn't be there on the futures. Futures are gonna have a little bit more of an overlap, but it is there on the SPY. So that's just kind of an interesting spot, and that's kind of where the 20 and 50 moving averages would be if we got there, maybe tomorrow or something like that. Anyways, SPY up currently by 0.5%. All right, let's take a look here. The VIX doing. VIX is still pulling back to sub 20 now. All right, now getting into this high that we had. And this is kind of where the explosion kind of took off. You know, we had 2 weeks ago, and this is kind of where the tops had been over the like 2-3 weeks back. So, not a bad spot to see the VIX maybe consolidate here, as we maybe just consolidate between like this level and 17. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that happens. I don't think the VIX is just going to just drop right through the 17 level, just like it has been here over the past, like it did over the past week, I guess. So, be interesting to see how things set up here over this week, really. DXY consolidating, still consolidating. A little bit of lower wick there on Friday, a little bit of upper wick so far today on the DXY. See what happens there. GLD, man, this thing looks so good. Up 1%. Got what looks to be like a pennant pattern here. So far coming in here on the GLD. Okay, so see how that looks. I'm going to take a look at silver. Maybe look at the futures here. Ooh, silver's been having a nice little pullback over the past month or so. This thing did rip it, though, in Q2. This thing, I mean, silver just absolutely crushed a lot of precious metals performance. As far as gold futures, yeah, I mean, gold futures look so good. They've been making new highs. That pennant's not even there here on the futures side for gold. And then SI, silver futures. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback. Okay. That's how some of the precious metals look. I'll tell you what, we'll take a look at one other one. Copper, HG futures. Because I saw a headline, maybe it's here on Finance Yahoo. Copper rebound continues as market eyes China arbitrage. So that was kind of the interesting thought. I was like, copper rebound. So maybe I didn't know if it was like because I kind of knew this multi-month sell-off was happening, but I didn't really know how long a rebound was going on. But it's only been for a few days. I mean, it pulled into some of these highs that we had back in the beginning of the year, like at the end of last year. That's kind of where we bounced. So yields, 10-year yield at least, is not dropping off. It's kind of a quiet day here on the yield side. Basically not really doing anything. 2-year is basically flattish. It's a little bit down. It did go a little bit higher early on, retested in that 10 EMA. Okay. 30-year yield up a little bit. Kind of just hanging out, not really doing a whole lot. 10-2 inversion. Turn off log. There we go. Moving higher a little bit. I mean, it's kind of bouncing off that 10 EMA. It's not really doing a whole lot. So, not really too much to talk about there. As far as HYG, kind of just hanging on. Not really doing a whole lot. LQD hanging out, not doing a whole lot. Yeah, not a lot moving today. TLT coming back down a little bit, not doing a whole lot though. So yeah, it's a good time to just wait, let the market kind of set up, let it do its thing, and then we'll figure out what the next move is going to be. Sector rotation for the day: real estate, lower end of the day. Utilities, also underperforming. Communications, staples, industrials, healthcare, discretionaries, financials, materials, all underperforming. Okay. Energies, outperforming. Interesting. Tech, XLK is doing pretty well today. It's up about 1.5%. As far as intraday performance, tech doing pretty good. Intraday, had pretty good sell-off early, and then yeah, it bounced. XLK is basically leading the market in any direction, as it usually does. Underperformers, everything else: energies, discretionaries, materials, staples, utilities, healthcare, real estate, industrials, financials, and communications. Nothing crazy performance outside of tech. Like tech intraday. I guess energies kind of started off the day pretty well, but then they, you know, also in that first 30 minutes they got hit pretty good as well. Came back down. All right, take a look at crude oil. Yep, nice bounce. Nice bounce here. All right, there you go. That might be what is driving a lot of energies stocks doing well. Gasoline also up, but has pulled back from some of its highs. And heating oil bouncing pretty good today as well. So there you go. That's how energies look.